I just finished reading Golden Sun by Pierce Brown. Let's talk about it. Right off the bat, amazing book. I mean, such an improvement from the first book, which is crazy to say because the first book was really good as well. Even though I look back and I rated Red Rising 4 stars, which I feel like it was going to be higher, but I'm going to trust my old self and keep it at 4 stars. But I don't know why I really rated it that low. I feel like it should be higher, but I digress. This book truly surprised me way more than Red Rising. Red Rising felt more like The Hunger Games, which a lot of people said when they were recommending Red Rising, but Golden Sun feels more like the stakes are higher, more grown up. Like this is not like if Red Rising was YA, this is definitely not YA. This feels like more intense space opera type of book. This is so weird that I'm reading this book and that I'm enjoying this book because I don't really like or care for war type of things, but I'm really enjoying this. Like the first book, I liked it because it had sort of a Hunger Games feel to it. This strayed away from it, like I said, but it was still very enjoyable, and I felt like the side characters, we got to know them better. They weren't just side pieces, it felt like in the first book at least. Like it was all about Darrow, rightfully so, because we're following him, but I think that was a really good move to do this in this book. It made you care more, except for one character. I don't know if anyone feel like this. Please don't hate me for this. Mustang. It's not that I don't like her. I just could care less if she or not. Like she could go tomorrow and I wouldn't care. Not tomorrow, today. She could go to that's the expression. She could go today and I don't care. Now Darrow cares, so for him I kind of care, but I just didn't feel a connection towards Mustang in Red Rising. I really did not realize how much of a big character she would become until this book, to be honest, which is, or at least the ending of Red Rising, because you know that the little preview of this book, that's when I realized, oh, I think she's an important character, which I failed to realize, which is probably my fault. I probably just wasn't there at the time. Anyway, but yes, like I said, the stakes were way bigger in this book. Like we lost so many people, which is so sad, but it makes this book feel more real. But anyway, I'm kind of all over the place. Let me just say a few things that I did not that I didn't enjoy, but I guess they're not good things. So I'll mention those first. There are some parts of this book where Darrow does something, and because he does this, it causes the death of other colors. And then he gets kind of sad about it, and he's like, oh my gosh, like that's sad. It's horrible that they had to die for this. They're already low colors and they had to die because of my actions. And because he's in sorrow for that, he goes and commits another act that leads to more death of other low colors. And that happened 3 times, I think. And it's not a huge critique or anything. It just felt kind of weird. I was like, Darrow, it's kind of your fault. I get the cause, but how you gonna be sad? It's your fault. I don't know. That was just kind of weird for me. I guess another dislike would just be how much focus on Mustang, but that's just me because I didn't really care about their love story, to be honest. I mean, I understand she's important. She's the arch governor's who is dead now, but yeah, don't really care about her though. That's it for my complaints. They're not really complaints either, they're just things I say. But anyway, on to the things I really, really loved about this book. Like I said earlier, more stakes. It felt like I was more scared for Darrow. I was scared for his life, and there was generally points I was like, I do not know how he's gonna get out of this at all. Because we focused on the side characters more when they were in trouble, I also cared for them just like I would care for Darrow. So I feel like that was a great part as well. A big thing about this book is the plot twists. I didn't see almost none of them coming. All the plot twists were crazy. And let's just jump to the end. Oh my gosh. I literally do not know how Morningstar is going to be, because they literally, they killed Arch Governor is dead. That one old dude is dead. Sons of Ares is dead. Victra is dead. I didn't even like her, really. But I know a lot of people do like her, I think. But she was alright. I think some other people are dead. Rogue! Oh my gosh. Rogue. After Severo, he is like my favorite character. Like, side character. I love Severo. And Ares. Fitchner. I really liked Fitchner as well. Fitchner, Severo, and Rogue is like my favorite side characters in this book of all time. Even in the first book, I really liked Fitchner, even though he was a bit like annoying. Not annoying, but like in our way. One thing I forgot to say about Severo, the Howling. From my understanding, they're human, right? So why they I mean, I get the Howling with the whole first book and then the backstory with that, but it just feels like it's a bit weird to be, as a human being, for something to happen and your response being to ow. And I don't know if I'm imagining it wrong, but I literally imagine them going ow. Is there a different way it's supposed to go, or am I misunderstanding? Let me know. But other than that, love Severo. His remarks, his comebacks, great. And to find out he's half red is amazing. I love that. And the backstory of Fitchner is like, that's another thing I saw that coming. I kind of saw that coming. But it was such a nice story to hear about. I also love that in this book we got to see more of the colors and what they do specifically, because I feel like the first book we only really talked about gold, red, and pinks, and that was pretty much it. So it was nice to see what the reds do and the blues and the purples. That was there purple? I don't know, but I'm sure we didn't explore all the colors. I don't actually know what all the colors are. But I really like that aspect of being able to see what the other colors do and realizing how messed up this system is. One thing I will say, another, like, I guess complaint or downside I will say, is that I understand why Darrow is fighting, but this feels like there is nothing left to go back to. The scene when he goes back home and sees his mom and everything, the only person we really got to talk to was the mom, which is fine, but I don't feel any particular like personal connection with any of Darrow's family except for Io, who is dead. Like, that is it. Not that makes the mission not important, because it's not only for Darrow's family, it's for all reds, it's for all low colors, it's for even golds, who are kind of victims as well by their own society. But it just feels like if we knew, I didn't even know Darrow had sisters until that moment. I think it was mentioned in the first book, but when the mom mentioned that in this book, I was like, he has sisters? Uncle is dead. That would have been cool if he was still here. Like, what the heck? I understand reds don't live that old, but was he that old? Was the uncle that old? Like, I feel like there was no one really to come to. The brother, we barely know him. I just wish that was more focused on, and we had someone specifically that we were waiting to see the most when we went back home, which I guess it was Darrow's mom, I guess. But even her, I feel like she wasn't even really that established or mentioned. But that makes sense, because in the first book we didn't spend that much time in the mines, which I'm very glad for, because to be honest, I was very confused in the beginning of the book. Them talking about all the the machines and stuff, I was just like, I'm lost. I almost DNF'd. Anyway, this book is definitely more sciencey, but not to a point where you don't understand anything. Not sciencey, I meant space opera. It's definitely some things like the machines and stuff, I kind of clock out of those things, but still enjoying the book. I really want to read the third one, especially because of that ending right there, but it's nowhere to be found at the stores near me, so I have to wait till, like I said, I finish all of the books, at least almost all my books, on my physical TBR before I get to buy new books, which I only have 8 on my physical TBR. So maybe we'll get there soon. I don't know. But I really want to read Morningstar. I don't want to spend too much time between it because I feel like I'll forget everything. I really, really, really want to read the third book, but I've heard the books just keep getting better and better, but also they get more gory and more like dark. I don't know if that will mean I'll like the books less as they go on. I'm still interested to keep going though. That's not discouraging me. I'm just saying that's not particularly pulling me to the story. But if they keep cliffhanging it like this, then I guess I'll have to keep going. Not them, Pierce Brown, if he keeps doing that. But I'm definitely excited for the third book. Like I said, I give Red Rising a 4-star. I gave this book a 4.75. Why not just 5-star? I don't know. Like I said, not my type of genre. So maybe that's why I'm being hesitant towards it. But I feel like if I read it again, which I probably will, because it's going to be a little while before I get to read the third book, it's probably going to be higher. I don't know. I also wanted to briefly talk about some other books that I also read. I can't do reading wrap-ups because I read too slow. So I'm just mashing it in here as well. I don't know. One that I read was the one with the kiss cam. Forgot the author's name. It is about two people that meet at a basketball game and they're put on the kiss cam on the screen. I'm really horrible at explaining books. Like, I feel like I shouldn't say no more because that will ruin the story. Like, it's obviously a love story, so you can infer, right? But anyway, I gave this book, I feel like I gave it like a 3.5 or something like that. I don't know. But it was a pretty okay book. I enjoyed it enough. I listened to it through audiobooks. I wasn't physically reading it. I think if I was reading it, I would have DNF'd it. Probably. But since it was an audiobook, I did keep going. One thing about this book I did not like in the beginning, they did a whole like bucket list thing. These are supposed to be people in their like mid-20s and early 30s, and they're acting like 16-year-olds, and that made me not really like the book in the beginning. But as I kept reading, I was like, okay, this is getting better. This is okay. It's not that bad. So I kept reading. But if I was reading it physically, I definitely would have DNF'd it. But 3.5. I'll explain better in a different video. I just wanted to put it in here. Another book I read was Seeking Persephone by Sarah M. Eden, and this book was amazing. I think I gave it a 4.5. I need to check my ratings before I start filming. But anyway, it is an amazing book. It's about a girl named Persephone who gets a marriage proposal by a man. His name is Ethan. No, that's not his name. What's his name? I forgot the man's name. But he the only reason he's asking for it is because he doesn't want to lose his estate, and he wants to scare his cousin because his cousin is gonna get the estate if he doesn't produce an heir. Basically, that's the premise. And he's like all closed off to love, and she's like, maybe this will be great, you know. She's excited. She wants this, but he doesn't want it. He wants to be alone and does not want love. So it follows that. Really fun to read. I could not put it down, literally. The ending though, that's my problem with like these romance books. They end right when they like reconcile or like decide to talk things out. You made me suffer through this whole book with these fights and these like just them not talking, and you just end the book. Like, let me see a bit more. I'm talking about seeing a bit more. Let me see them like the book ends around Christmas. Let me see them sitting at Christmas just chatting and having a great time and showing me like, oh, now they're a happy family. Show me that. Now I know this is a series, so there's some other books, so maybe we'll get to see them. This book follows the Lanchasters, don't want to say that, family, so the girls, Persephone's family, so it'll follow her sister and her brothers, or her brother, sorry. So I guess I'll be able to maybe see snippets of them in the other books, but that's not what I wanted. But anyway, nevertheless, 4.5, it's a great book. You should read it. For the book that I'm currently reading right now, I'm reading Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis, my first C.S. Lewis book. I really wanted to read this one. I also want to read The Great Divorce or something like that. But yeah, this book is really good so far. I will say I was kind of clocking out when I was reading it, but then I found it on audiobook, and I was reading and listening to audiobook at the same time, and that definitely helped. I don't know why, but when I'm reading it by myself, if you zone out for a little bit, you're gone. You're already lost. Like the whole point he's been making, because he asks a question, builds a point, and you have to follow him. You can't clock out and come back in. Then you're gonna be lost the whole thing. So I definitely recommend if you feel like you're getting lost, don't DNF it. Read it through audiobook. But anyway, I'm only on chapter like 3. This book is a combination of 3 books, so I'm on the first. I just finished the first book and I'm going to the second book. But very interesting so far. I'm excited to see how it continues. This is all the physical TBRs that I have, so hopefully I did allow myself 3 or 2 unread books before I can buy new books. I actually have 9. There's 9 books on my physical TBR. There's some over there as well. There's 2 over there as well. And technically all these I haven't read yet, but they're part of a series, so I'm not counting them because like I'm not gonna read the whole series in one day. Like that's no. But I already read 2 of them. But these and those I'm counting as the ones that I need to read, and I can leave at least 3 unread before I go back to Barnes & Nobles or Books A Million and buy new books. And like I always say at the end of these videos, this year I'm trying to read 30 books. It's my first time ever reading this much this year, and I'm very proud of myself so far, and it looks like I'm getting closer to the goal. So I think I'm going to move it to 40 pretty soon. If I get there. If I get to like 25, I think I'll move it to 40 just to keep it like difficult. I don't want this to be too easy. Like the goal is to read and to keep reading books. I don't want to just stop at 30, you know? So I'm definitely going to move it to 40 if I get to 25. And yeah, maybe I'll read 60 books this year. I don't know. Let's not get too excited, you know. Anyway, yeah, I made this channel to document it, and hopefully in a few years I can go back and see how new I was to this, and I can say it's very fun so far, reading and discovering all these books, like watching all these videos that I about books that I really want to read. It really gets you excited when you have other people that are so excited about these books as well. If you have any books that you think I would enjoy to help me finish this 30/40 probably books that I want to read in 2026, the most books I've ever read in my entire life, leave them in the comments down below and I'll try to get to them. Hopefully I can read them one day and they can be part of my first year of reading. Well, not my first year of reading, my first year of reading 40 books. I think you got that. Anyway, that's enough. Thank you so much for watching. God bless.